It's interesting what's going over in Europe, parts of Europe. I mean, we had the head of Brussels saying that the farmers can't go into the town, and they basically... I've never seen so many tractors in my life. I can't believe it, you know. Talk about people power, and apparently they cut off the border between themselves, Holland and Germany. I'm forgetting, because the Netherlands and Holland are parts of the same, basically. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. They got like 14 provinces or something, a north and a south region and things like that. But yeah, it's news to me anyway, being so far down the other end of the world, sort of thing. I'm rapidly learning the history of all these things, you know, and how they name these things. But yeah, it's very impressive. They cut off the border between themselves and Germany, and they're supposed to be one of the big food producers in the region, if not the world. So what between them and the Ukraine? I mean, it's going to get very, very, very very weird indeed, I think, especially when Putin starts cutting off the gas, I suppose, to... yeah, I know, I mean, Germany calling themselves the powerhouse of Europe. I mean, what's going to what are they going to do? I mean, it's going to get to a stage where Germany will be the one that wants to nuke Brussels, you know, just to stop all this nonsense that's going on. we can't be the powerhouse of Europe because the designated leader of the European Union. Apparently, I read the history. The reason they were designated as the leader of the European Union is because they were roughly between France and Germany. Basically, they were halfway between, roughly, and then. Portugal was the next one in, or something. It's a funny sort of history. I mean, we'll just make you the leader because you're roughly halfway between us, you know. And now you're stopping us from basically getting our gas, and if we don't get our gas, we can't be the powerhouse of Europe, and the whole Europe's going to be basically FIRKT, F-I-R-K-T, and yeah, I mean, there's things like the Germans should only be taking 2-minute showers, if that, you know. I mean, oh dear, I'll only take a 1-minute shower so you can have a 3-minute shower. I mean, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. And when are people going to break? When are people going to realise that, no, it's not us, it's them over in Brussels. They're the problem. Let's put a fatwa out on Klaus Schwab and his mates. Let's put a fatwa out on George Soros. Wanted, dead. No, alive. We want him dead. We're going to Munich the bugger. Klaus Schwab, Munich, George Soros, and maybe they'll extend it by proxy to Bill Gates or something like that. We're going to Munich Bill Gates. I don't know, but it's getting really, really strange, and it's just going to keep getting more strange as they head towards Christmas, basically. And as I said, I reckon somewhere between now and Christmas, the gas is going to be turned off or something, and and the things in America where, you know, Sleepy Joe is sending their reserves, which the army, actually, you know, with the armed forces potentially need these reserves. He's sending those reserves over to China. So if China wants to invade, the armed forces are going to be crippled, not having any reserve supplies. Do you think it's all part of some master plan? I mean, as my partner said, why do they want this land? If they're trying to get the farmers off this land in the Netherlands, why do they want the land? And I'd say, well, isn't it the same thing? Land is power. You know, they're not making any more of it. If you own the land, you can do what you want with it on the land, and so on and so forth. It's it's somewhat collateral in a way, but yeah, it's a good question, is it? Why do they want the land? What do they know that we don't? Or what are they going to impose that we... Yeah, you're going to own nothing and be happy? I mean, I don't think so. Yeah, I can see it coming. It's just going to be, you know, it's going to either be up against the wall, the nearest telegraph pole, and for some of these people, once the people twig what's going on, it's just, nah, you're gone. We don't want you on the planet anymore. This is your death day, basically. You're Gonski. And, yeah, it's going to be like all these people, you know, especially when you're hearing these things, you know, Klaus Schwab going on that he owns half of the Canadian Parliament, and he owns many members of other parliaments around the world, basically, through his young globalist society thing he did about in the 80s and early 90s sort of thing. I mean, yeah, and so some of the things I've been watching recently, he's going on like a bloody pork chop. I mean, you'd have to say he's almost certifiable, you know. He's just coming out with all this nonsense, you know. And I think some people in the world are starting to twig now. I mean, these farmers, I mean, I've never seen so many tractors in my life before. It's amazing. So, yeah, anyway, so I just thought I'd just put this out there for you. Some people get a bit of joy out of it, but things are moving fast. And as I said, thing with revolutions, the triggers usually always come out of left field, so you never know when they're going to start. But when they do, they move very slowly, and then they go bang. And as Brendan Dilley says of the Dilley Show, you only need 9 days without food for people to put people up against the wall or hang them from telegraph poles. So 9 days of starvation is all it takes before you're willing to put politicians up against the wall or hang them from what we call in down here Stobie poles, or basically telegraph poles. So do a Mussolini on them, basically. So basically they'll be Mussoliniized, or as I said, Munich or something like that. I think it's going to be Munich more than anything. Yeah, it's going to hunt these people down, and it's going to be posters just wanted dead, full stop, no live, no, you've done too much, you've messed up the planet too much now. That's it, you've had your run, you're going to be run through now, and I think that's what's going to happen. So anyway, over and out, and bid you good luck, but I don't know, it's just going to get worse and worse over the next 6 months until it's, as I said, the trigger always comes out of left field. You never know what it's going to mean, but when it happens, you'll know. And then it'll be on like Donkey Kong. And these people, where are they going to go? Mars? They're going to try, and everyone knows what they look like, Where are they going to go? I mean, what, down to Antarctica? We're not going to twig that if we can't find them anywhere else on the planet, we're going to go looking for them down in Antarctica, because they keep visiting down there for some reason. Yeah, so anyway, just thought I'd let you know that, but I don't know. Are these people stupid? Are they all going, or they're all going to get facelifts or something and try and vanish into they're going to do the Nazi Argentina routine. We're going to go down to Argentina and just hide out for the next 20 years. Hope people don't tweet. We're living in a global world. Everyone's got a mobile phone. You just have to be caught out the corner of a mobile phone at some sort of cafe or something, having a beer or something, and the AI will recognise your face, and bang, a ping will go off in some room somewhere saying, Klaus Schwab is down in Argentina, and you've got the death squads on the plane flying out there immediately, down the old fireman's pole onto the plane, and SEAL Team 6 being sent out to get Klaus Schwab down in Argentina or something like that, or wherever he tries to hide out. I mean, yeah, you can see it coming, can't you? I mean, anyway, enough of this, but hopefully having a good laugh on the other end of the GFC wall. Yeah, this time we're not bailing out Wall Street. No, we're taking the Iceland option. Yeah, give us half your monies first, and we'll look kindly on you. Otherwise, you can spend the rest of your life in prison, if not worse. Okay, over and out. See ya.